During one of the cold spells early this winter, I parked my car on the shore of Lake Simcoe to see if there was enough ice there to walk on. So, bundled up in my winter jacket, I ventured out to the shoreline to see if it was strong enough to hold me. The late afternoon sunset made it beautiful on Cook's Bay. I can't tell you how gorgeous that night was. But because the water was frozen, I decided maybe I'd be bold and venture out a little ways onto the water. Maybe I might even walk on water. Even though I've been there before and I'd gone ice fishing in the past, I began to step out. And as I did, I gotta tell you, I was actually a bit nervous. My first few steps were tentative at best. I was afraid that the ice might not be ready to hold me up, and quite literally might let me down. As I carefully moved further from the safety of the shoreline, though, I couldn't help but think of Jesus calling Peter out of the boat and onto the Sea of Galilee. When the disciples saw Jesus on the water, their response to him was fear. But Jesus responded to them. He said, "Take courage, it is I. Do not be afraid." And after hearing the voice of Jesus, Peter overcame his fears and he stepped out onto the water. Not ice, but water. And when he recognized it was the Master and that he was near, he reasoned to himself that it might just be safer on the water with him than in the boat without him. The Bible says that when he turned his focus away from Jesus and he saw the wind and the waves, Peter began to be afraid and he sunk. What struck me in that moment, while I was standing on perhaps thin ice, was that Jesus never left Peter. He never went anywhere. He was always there for Peter. In fact, he was always there for all of the disciples if they wanted to join him on the water. He was close enough to see Peter's need, hear Peter's cry for help, and to rescue him in his time of need. CV-14 is still wrecking lives all around us, and the waves of bad news threaten to sweep over us. But I have good news. And this good news is that Jesus can see you, hear your cry, and his hand is stretched out to rescue you. Listen, I'm really glad you made the time today to come and join us on Better Together. I know it's hard when you're locked up in your homes and you're concerned about what we might hear in the next wave newscast. But we need each other today as much as we ever did. We need the encouragement of each other. We need to keep trusting in Jesus. So maybe today, would you take a couple of moments just to send a quick email or a note to someone who you haven't seen in a while and encourage them to hold on because Jesus is near for them too. And remember, we're better together. God bless you, church. See you soon.